So we all know that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always was released last month, and it has continuously done its numbers on Netflix in the most positive way ever, because there's so many reviews on Netflix that people absolutely love it. The critics love it, fans love it, those who grew up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and they believe that this special is cheesy, campy, corny, and I think it was done right for the most part. Yes, it was kind of campy. Men's acting could use a little bit more work, but we're not gonna trash on her completely because Charlie Kirsch is still young, so she has room for improvements in terms of returning for future specials and episodes, or probably like a mini series of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. I'm not sure, but it says Power Rangers star detail Once and Always appeal for adult fans exclusive. So this is by comicbook.com, so shout out to them. So let's get to it. The Power Rangers franchise recently celebrated its milestone 30th anniversary with a special reunion now streaming on Netflix, and two of the major returning Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stars open up to comicbook.com about how much Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always appeals to young adult fans of the franchise, while the Power Rangers TV series ushers is a wild new generation of younger fans with each new take on the series. There have been some dedicated folks who have been watching the series ever since Power Rangers began its run 3 decades ago, and Power Rangers has grown up with them. True. While the Power Rangers comic book stories often more a mature tone for adult fans looking for a deeper look into their favorite characters, it sometimes that has only been experimented with a few times over the course of the actual Power Rangers TV series. But Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stars Davey Yost and Walter Jones explain that there's plenty of that mature tone appeal to find in the story of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. And you know what? That is exactly what we were seeing in the Once and Always special, because they've apparently gave the fans what they want. A darker story of Trini's death, a mature take on Zack and Min Quan on training about wanting to become a Power Rangers, but sometimes it takes responsibilities to handle the power of the saber-tooth tiger, and not to mention learning how to sacrifice your own life to save others by setting your ambitions aside to seek revenge in the best way possible without being ruthless and reckless and all of that. There's so many messages with this special that completely got me emotional on the inside, because it's the way they tackle real life situations of how Zack became a congressman. Like, these are real life issues when you think about it. Men being a hot-headed 17-year-old that wanted to take up her mother's mantle, but she ends up doing it in the wrong way possible by getting herself into trouble, attacking Rita, try to seek her mother's revenge. But she soon realized that once she got hit by the blast, it hit a morpher that causes her to have a flashback of her mother being a Power Ranger, in which inspired her to morph into the Power Rangers that we've seen in Once and Always. I think it certainly is, Davey Yost stated when asked about whether or not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always had a mature tone he imagined. I think it embraces a lot of what Power Rangers was in the 90s. It still has a little bit of it, but it shows an evolution of where we are now. I certainly think because the theme and the story is more adult in some ways, that we're kind of preparing. Let's say we're preparing our older fans who are 18 to 35, whatever, that we're going to take this a little bit darker, a little bit more mature way, and we're going to deal with real life situations. And when you think about it, I think I would love for them to actually do more of this stuff in the future with future seasons and specials, because, you know, Jonathan Entwistle's project is going to be more mature, you know, instead of having this kid-friendly things, though, because, you know, they're going to be having multiple kid shows where, one, you get continue to adapt more Sentai's. The Jonathan Entwistle project could be focused on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or not, but more mature. And then there's an animation route where the show can be animated for the first time. That can make Hasbro a buttload of money, if you ask me. elaborating on this shift in tone more, I think is really great that we're able to do that in the special. And I think fans, our fans, the original fans, because they're adults now, are going to really enjoy it because they can relate to it more than if we're just shooting a kid's version of what we did 30 years ago. Yours continue. I'm excited to see what they feel about it because of that. Maybe more will come out of it, and we'll get to see the original cast and maybe a limited series or something like that. Hopefully, this will just be the tip of the iceberg as we start onto a new journey. Let me just say this right here, though. David Yost and Walter Jones know exactly what the fans want because the Netflix special completely blew out what Mighty Morphin was 30 years ago. Campy, cheesy, goody two shoes or whatever. But I feel like this special completely changed of how Power Rangers should be. Like, look at Power Rangers in Space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, and Time Force. Like, they all had a mature story. And I think, for the most part, this special definitely captured the Chip Lynn feel to it. Because, you know, Chip Lynn, he's known for writing good Power Rangers seasons in terms of stories and character developments. It feels like you're watching a soap opera, but Power Ranger style. Walter Jones added on to this and even pitched how this could be like Cobra Kai like sequel. I really feel like that this has potential to be like Cobra Kai in a sense that there are lots of stories to be told and we can go anywhere in the universe. We have multiverses. I mean, there's been so many casts in so many different places and so many different situations with different powers and zonons and so forth, and dimensions and galaxies. I think there's just so much more we can do with it. And the fact that we're added Jeopardy to the pot can definitely maybe something that the adult realm of fans will be very excited about. And that is what I agree with as well, because the trailer first came out, it felt like Cobra Kai a little bit when it came to the scenes of Min and Zach and Billy. But the action was more Power Ranger-ish, you know, campy, cheesy. But the story is more mature, and I really hope that once we do get a multiple series that is based on Mighty Morphin, the same way as this, but I hope that Simon Bennett could just use the guy in the Megazord costumes, or they could just make their own. They made robot versions of Minotaur and Snizzard, so if they could just somehow make a Megazord in its original form, a guy in the costume, I think that this miniseries could lead into something special in a franchise. It could be like their own universe. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all want the article, the link will be in the description. Do you agree with Walter Jones and David Yost have to say? Let me know in the chat, and I'm going to see you in my other video.